Educational research and educational planning. Educational research has a critical role of play in guiding educational planning. Adequate educational planning depends for its success on a systematic knowledge of the social resources and liabilities of the people and their culture, of their similarities and differences, of the organizations and operative controls of their needs and problems, etc. Educational planning, or for that matter any planning, requires a store of reliable, factual knowledge on which basis the difficulties in its implementation can be anticipated and guarded against. Such a foundation of systematically gathered knowledge affords a basis for evaluating the net gains of planning for the educational system in question. Educational research is of immense help in securing such knowledge. It is obvious that educational research has direct implications for social and economic welfare, by virtue of the deeper understanding of the causal nexus underlying social and economic maladies. Educational research provides a secure basis for effective remedial measure. Educational researchers analyze the problem in the total context and as such are in a better position to suggest suitable remedies. To the question of what use is educational research? We may reply of what use is a newborn child, in the manner of Benjamin Franklin when asked about the utility of his findings about the relationship between thunderclouds and electricity. This means that the new knowledge, like the newborn baby, holds great potential of growth and maturity. Also, like the newborn child, it gives us pleasure. It gives us satisfaction of knowing the unknown. This points to a value that the scientist is committed to, i.e., self-justifying goodness of new knowledge about anything big or small. Educational research is persistently opening our eyes to the social reality, simplifying the mysterious within the commonplace in social life and shattering its garments of make-believe by which pious banks have hidden its uglier features. The obvious function of research is to add new knowledge to its existing store, but its power of cleaning our minds of clichés and removing the rubus of inapplicable theory are equally notable. The educational research has also definite relation to people's basic needs and welfare. In short, educational research leads to the following advantages. A. Educational research economizes efforts and increases efficiency. B. It brings confidence in the teacher. C. It also brings dignity to the work of the teacher. D. It leads to the adoption of new methods. E. It keeps up alert. F. It brings a sense of awareness. G. It develops a better understanding of the teaching-learning process. H. It enables us to have a better understanding of the social life. I. It promotes educational reform. Priority at the field of educational research in Pakistan. 1. One of the priority areas in the field of education in Pakistan is the achievement of free and compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14. Any research and innovation which will help to extend the educational programs to girls and to the weaker sections of the community will certainly contribute to national development. 2. In this connection, it may be mentioned that the dropout rate in school education is very high for various reasons. It is not likely to decrease very much in the near future. While every attempt should be made to increase the holding power of the school, one should also think of non-formal education as a possible alternative. Organization and methods of self-learning will also have to be evolved so that children in school learn better and those who drop out from school are not left out the country's educational effort. 3. Again, considering the rate of population growth, which is not likely to decline rapidly in the near future, one has to consider whether education should be coextensive with schooling, because, if so, the number of schools and teachers required will be so large that the necessary resources are not likely to be available. What are the alternative strategies of education? What are the new techniques? Research in these areas will be encouraged. 4. The children from the low income and the economically deprived sections of the society need educational opportunities as much as children from the other sections of the society. How can similar opportunities be made available? How can the effects of deprivation in the early life of infants be counteracted by social and educational intervention? These are some of the important problems which need the immediate attention of research workers. 5. How education can be made more relevant to the socio-economic needs of the country is another important area of research. Research investigations and innovative projects in this area will be encouraged to find out how the existing educational structure and content can be altered, enhanced, and modified to bring about faster economic growth and social change. 6. In the area of talents, it is not only important to identify talent at all levels of education, but also to find out ways and means to develop the talented children. This may require careful examination of the concept of talent in the context of developing societies. 1.1 Scope of research in education. The importance of educational research in national development is now being increasingly realized all over the world. This is apparent from the educational progress in developing countries, particularly from the fact that education had become more and more effective, dynamic, and purposeful in countries where research has flourished. It is on the basis of research that the function of education has been broadened. Educational research has a great bearing on the role of education in introducing social and economic changes. 6 major possibilities of the utilization of research towards national development. 6 major possibilities of the utilization of research towards national development can be identified. They are: 1. Educational research throws up valuable background data from which the planner can make his own assessment of the prevailing situation, especially of the magnitude, complexity, and ramifications of the problem he has to handle. 2. Carefully designed analytic studies can illuminate critical areas of policy. The overt and covert dimensions of a given problem emerging in such studies provide the planner with a measure of foresight to deal with them effectively and efficiently. 3. These studies open up the possibility of testing the validity of the assumptions that must, of necessity, be made by the planner in setting his proximate and ultimate objectives. 4. They enable the planner to estimate the possible consequences and cost of the different choices available to them in determining the path for the attainment of their goals. 5. Diagnostic studies suggest where and why particular projects gearing. Their unattended consequences are also brought to light. 6. Wide dissemination of educational research findings increases general awareness in respect of the situation to be met as well as the policy designed for this purpose. This may enhance the credibility of particular policies and prepare the people for them. It may also help towards building up popular pressures for reformulation of particular policies or for weeding them out altogether.